First line of defense, skin. As you can see, the pathogen is trying to get into the body through the skin. But it simply just can't and tries and fails. Thus, just keeps trying anyway. For part 2 of first line defense, secretion. As you can see, the pathogen tries to get in. The pore opens up in the skin and sweat comes out and carries away the pathogen. Part 3 of first line defense, flushing. Here we see a perfectly sick dude who then pukes and pukes and pukes until it gets out the pathogen, then returns to normal. Part 4 of first line defense, mucous membranes. As you can see, the pathogen is taken over by mucus and thus gets carried away by cilia. First part of second line defense, inflammatory response. As you can see, the skin swells up around the pathogen and turns all red and puffy. And here we have the white blood cell, which eats the pathogen, and the pathogen dies, and so does the white blood cell, turning into pus. Part 2 of second line, fever. Here we have inside your body, and it sees the pathogen and it heats up, and which causes the pathogen to slow, and you feel really dizzy. Then, once the body heats up enough, it kills the pathogen and returns to normal. Yeah, I'm alive. Part 3 is second line defense, interferon proteins. Here we have the virus distributing other viruses to nearby cells. Then another cell comes in and fires an enzyme which kills the virus. Third line of defense, part 1, helper T cell. Here we have the helper T cell activating the killer T cell and the plasma B cell. Then they go their separate ways and do their jobs according to. Part 2 of third line defense, killer T cells. As you can see, the killer T cells recognizes the virus and fires an enzyme that targets the virus and thus kills the virus. No, don't kill me, please. Part 3 and 4 of third line defense, plasma B cells and body antigen complex. Here we have the plasma B cell distributing antibodies which target the antigens and thus target them to be killed and they die. Part 5 of third line defense, suppressor T cells. Here we have the two cell and virus fighting. When the suppressor T cell comes down and says time, the war is over. And then they go their separate ways. Sixth part of the third line defense, memory T cells. The memory T cell catalogs and for future references all the viruses so their body knows how to react to them next time it sees them and will kill them faster. Then the white blood cell comes by and eats them. Yum, 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 yum. The cast. Starring Pathogen as himself. Starring Pathogen number 2 as himself. Pathogen number 3, green Lego brick. And that guy from a game. That guy from Lego game. And this guy from the Lego game. This guy also from a Lego game. And Mucus as himself. And Lava Monster playing the Fever Dude. Cilia as Cilia. Enzyme as Enzyme. And this thingy. Skin as Skin. Pus as white Lego brick. Suppressor T cell as giant Bionicle. White blood cell as Bionicle head. Yum 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 yum. And this guy, the plasma B cell. Hey Mike. Hey Joe. I'm bored. You know that, right, Mike? I'm gonna go work for the nervous system. Okay. Hey, wait for me!